and welcome to Four Clovers Quilting. My name is Diahn. We are on a little adventure today. We are on our way to Minot, North Dakota to get my ring serviced. Yay! We do that every 6 months, so we get out of Dodge for a day. And we are just I'm gonna head to probably my last trip to Joann's. There's one in Minot, which is about 3 hours away from me. And there's one in Bismarck, which is 3.5 hours away, and there's one in Billings, which is almost 4 hours away from me. So this is the closest one, and we're gonna check it out today. I'm gonna flip the camera, and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, this is where we live, a whole lot of flat. And if you've ever heard of the Bakken Formation or the Bakken oil, that's what's happening right here. We're right in the middle of it, and my Ray, hi babe, he's doing all the driving today, and we are just gonna whiz on by. We just passed a tractor. I should have got that on there, tractor on the highway, but yeah, there's trucks and all kinds of stuff going on, and we're gonna stop at this gas station coming up and I'm gonna get a Cinnabon and something to drink, and we'll be set, so we'll be back. We just stopped and got a little snack, and gas prices are coming up a little bit, and we are just here I had to get a Cinnabon, so there we go. We're on our way. Ray's probably eating. Are you eating that yet?
Not yet.
Oh, good. He's waiting for me. I think he's looking in there. There is the caramel pecan Cinnabon that I'm about ready to bust into. I didn't know they had drizzles, and they have Oreo ones and all kinds of things, but we're gonna check it out. And Ray will be the taste tester. Maybe. I'm gonna have a bite first. Well, we made short work of that Cinnabon, and it was pretty darn good. Caramel pecan Cinnabon. But you know, if I had my choice, I think I'd have an original. Brings back memories. And Ray took the very last bite. Isn't that sweet of me? Okay, we're heading out, and I just wanted to say, we got the cross hanging from our window. Look at all those oil wells over there pumping away. Yeah, this is the middle of the Bakken, and it is crazy. When it first started, I was working at the housing authority, and we had people calling from Tennessee and Texas and Kentucky, wondering if we had any housing at the housing authority. Well, it's for low income, so we didn't. And people were living in tents in the park, and it gets cold here. So finally, was it November? Ray's shaking his head. The city of Williston finally said, nobody can live in tents anymore because you're going to freeze to death out here. And it was tent city. It was crazy. People would call when I was working, and they're like, well, we're coming up to work. We have a job. Well, find a place to live first, because there's nowhere to live. So, you know, it was just crazy. It slowed down a little bit, but there's still stuff going on. And we're almost out of snow. It's pretty brown, but the snow is almost gone, just a little splotch here and there. So here's a little more oil activity. So there we go. We've got some things going on here, and it's just something that I've grown up with. So it's might be different for you guys. Okay, guys, we're heading into Joann's, and this one's in Minot, North Dakota, and we're getting ready to close. We are a little bit short on the thread here. It is craziness. There's more over here, but holy smokes, thread is really, really low. We have got a ton of empty shelves here. It is crazy. I'm gonna keep looking. Yep, the yarn is pretty much depleted. Whoop. A few more things going on here, and quite a few trims. Yeah, so It is cleaning out. It was absolutely crazy in there. The cutting table closed at 3:45, so I had 45 minutes to get everything cut. And I got a pretty good stack. See ya, Joann's. I'm really bummed that they're closing. The staff was frazzled and they were just going like crazy. There was a line out the door or past the cutting counter and craziness. And they ran out of bags, so we just have everything laying in the back seat. So I hope we get another store like this, and I keep my fingers crossed. Okay guys, we are just heading home. It's about, what time is it? 5:30. And I was just showing you a little bit. We have oil, we have lots of flat farmland and ranch land. This is where I live. We're in North Dakota right now, and I live right over the border in Montana. We are about, what, 15 minutes from your house, Ray?
Yeah.
Not even, maybe? So here we're just showing you a little bit of what goes on here. And yeah. So a little bit of oil, some old barns, some flat farmland, some cattle. We see lots of trucks on the road, and that's what it looks like around here. Here's an old house. Yeah, can't see it very good because it's zooming in on everything else. But there we go. Just a little bit of where I live. I want to show you what I picked up at Joann's yesterday in Minot. I probably spent too much money, but I knew it was going to be the last time I was going to be at a Joann's, so I'm like, I'm just going for it. We walked in the door, and it was about 3 o'clock, and they said the cutting table shuts down at 3:45. So I was on the sprint. It was crazy, and it was slammed in there. I didn't get a lot of video just for the pure fact that there were so many people. The cutting table was, tons of people. There were probably 7 behind me, and my cart was full. I had a lot of stuff. I'll show you the 2 non-fabric items first. I looked for storage. I looked for little baskets, little units like that. Nothing. And just Friday, I went in and I looked to see what was, if they were still doing cut and pick up at the store, this type of thing, taking it out of their inventory. And it looked like they didn't show any store inventories. It was just it was a little different, because you would still think that you could keep track of that because everything's got a code on it. But not a problem. I just kind of wanted to know what was going on there. But I probably spent a little too much money. I was a little disappointed that most of the stuff was 20% off. And I thought, if you're going to blow it out, blow it out. I did get one piece at $60, which was kind of fun. But most of it was 20% off, and the thread was depleted, what I was looking for, all gone. And so I'm glad I went. I probably didn't need to spend, let's see what my grand total was, $269.13. And yeah, they didn't take, I'm from Montana, so we're tax exempt. So usually we go to North Dakota and they just fill out this paper, you're tax exempt, but I ended up paying $12.50, $17.55, like $19 in their tax, because they weren't doing that anymore. So a little disappointing, but I did get a few things. I got several things, and I suppose they were about $8 to $10 a piece, a yard, and not the best. And I probably shouldn't have blown my budget, but I had a $150 gift card. I bought new tires for my car, and they gave me a $150 Visa, so that was part of it. And then I had a $50 gift card Visa that was from my work. So $200 of that was basically gift cards, free money. So I thought, I'm just gonna get rid of those cards, blow it on this stack of stuff, and call it good. There were tons of signs all over. It was a minimum 2-yard cut. Cutting table cut or closed down at 3:45. There, you couldn't use any coupons or any store coupons. There was no price matching. You couldn't use any Joann's gift certificates you had, nothing like that. All these signs all over the store that said, no, 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 no. We're not doing any of this stuff. And then right beside it said, oh, by the way, we're hiring. It was just a bizarre juxtaposition of the whole store. And the store is not very big. It just was really strange. I did see one of my buddies from my hometown, or my town here, there. Becky was buying stuff and she's like, did you find anything? And I said, I found more than I need. And she was still looking, so I checked out before her, and hopefully she got what she wanted, got a good deal, and got home safe. So Becky, if you're watching, hey, I hope everything goes good with your purchases. Okay, my first two are non-fabric purchases. My first one is this Pop six pack of stretch cords. I don't know why. I got them. I thought they were cute and they're fun colors. And once upon a time, I thought I might do some journaling and make little books and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, this was, I think, $3.19. Yeah, it was 20% off, regularly $3.99. So $3.19 for 3 yards of each of these colors, so 18 yards. So it's just gonna go in my stack of stuff, like everything else. Then my other non-fabric item, if I'd have known, I thought it was only 20% off, so I got one. It was 80% off and it cost me $4. If I would have known this, I would have bought all of them because I would have put them out every door. I got this welcome mat. It says, welcome witches. And I thought it was so cute. Kind of smells rubbery and stinky, but it's heavy, it's thick, and doesn't bend very easy. But $4. So I was super excited about that when I just looked at my, throw it on the floor. When I just looked at my receipt, I'm like, it was $16 off. Why didn't I get more? Because there was a whole stack of them, because I'm probably the only person on earth that wanted that. So anyway, that cost me a whole whopping $4. So I was super excited with that. Okay, these are basically keepsake calicos and Joann brand fabrics. So this is called dark pink pin dot, or pink dot. And it is just, I wanted some blenders, maybe some backgrounds, and this is it's like a medium pink with a dark pink dot on it. It's kind of hard to see with my light coming in, but really pretty. And it was $6 a yard, $5.99 a yard, 20% off, 2 yard minimum. So I got both of these, or 2 yards, for $9.58. So I don't think that's bad. And I love cherries. Give me some dots with cherries on black. What? Are you kidding me? I probably have some of this somewhere else, but I really liked it. This one was 2 yards. It was normally $10.99 a yard, 20% off, of course. So I got this pack for $17.58 for 2 yards. Not the best deal. This one is called Flamingo Paradise. I only got 1.5 yards. I took what was left on the bolt. And, you know, I think it'll be okay. It doesn't feel that great. It doesn't have the best hand, but I thought it was kind of cute. And I do have a flamingo panel that I can maybe use this for part of the back. And the colors are nice and pretty. And it's a delicate, they're pretty tiny. I was surprised. These were $10.99 a yard, 20% off. $1 or a 1.5 yards cost me $6.60. So not too bad. Not too bad. I probably wouldn't have paid $11 for it. Okay, this is Greenhouse Dots Glitter Pink. Hey, got me some glitter. Now, this, I didn't know what to do with it, but I thought it was kind of pretty, and it does have a shimmer. You could use it on a ton of places. It's got that little bit of shimmer, which I love, and 2 different colors. Well, I think it's more than 2 different colors. 2 to 4 different blends of colors on a white background. And that one was, of course, 2 yards, $12.99 a yard. So yeah, a little hairy. So this, my 2 yards of this was $20.87. A little hairy, but I got it anyway. You know, when you're just stacking it up, saying 2 yards, 2 yards, 2 yards, 3 yards, half a yard, whatever, or 1.5 yards, whatever was left, you know, then you get surprised at the end when the bill's almost $300. Then we have this stripe rainbow dot. And I always think when I see stripes, I think of Fabric Cafe, and it's got rainbow confetti. It looks like it's thrown all over these rainbow stripes. And I always think to use them like a bordering a block, and just because they make it look so cool on Fabric Cafe with their stripes. So this was $10.99 a yard, 2 yards, 20% off. So it was $17.58 for those 2 yards. Okay, this is Quilt Stars and Dots Blue on White. I thought this would have been, I still, you know, it's on my agenda someday to make an Americana quilt. I've got a ton of Americana fabric and I just love it. And most of it has stars because, you know, celestial stars, gotta love it. So I found this one, which is really nice. It's a nice white. It's got a little medium blue dot and a little blue hollow star. I thought it was really kind of fun. So I got 2 yards of that. I probably should have got a little more just because I could have used it as a background, but it's okay. 2 yards at $5.99 and it was cheap. So it was $9.58 for 2 yards of this blue dot star background or whatever. Then this one, you know, hard as a rock. I was more happy when it was on the bolt than after she cut it off. It was just like she handed it to me. It was just like this stiff glob because we folded our own fabric. They cut it, they threw it at you, you folded it up and put it in your cart. So it was quite the assembly line. So this, I guess it's okay. It's just a navy or a deep blue with a white swirly swirl. It is called Mini Swirl Bandana Blue. It was $5.99 a yard for 2 yards at 20% off. So it was $9.58 for 2 yards of this blue swirly. It's really hard though. I was just, maybe this cattail. Okay, down you go. Maybe it'll wash better. Maybe it's just got a ton of sizing. Maybe it's just not feeling, maybe it just doesn't feel very good. So I don't know about that. We'll see. Then I have Small Dots on White. And why I didn't buy tone on tone, I looked through them and nothing went, woo! I didn't get a lot of bell ringing and I was breaking a sweat. Do you guys ever do that? When I go into like Walmart or I'm in a hurry, I just get in there and I start roasting. I'm just like, I gotta get this stuff. And I'm running through there trying to get everything at breakneck speed. Just stupid. But then I'm roasting and I just want it over. So I got to this tone on tone white and I love dots. I love circles. I like, you know, polka dots. And this tone on tone white I thought looked really nice. And it felt all right. You know, kind of little on the stiffer side. This was Small Dots on White, $9.99 a yard, 2 yards, 20% off, $15.98 for this 2 yard cut. And I think I know exactly where that's gonna go. It's gonna go on this stack with that stuff. This one, I don't know, I just kind of fell in love with it. This is called Parrot Paradise. I got 3 yards of this because I thought maybe, of course I didn't pay attention to the price. It was $10.99 at 20% off. And I thought it would be fun to do something with these bright colors. Look at these parrots. And then maybe border around it. And since it's directional, I got an extra yard. I thought, well, we'll see. So here's these dudes with the bright colors, and I just thought they were really fun. So Parrot Paradise. 3 yards of that was $26.38. Yeah, it was $10.99 a yard at 20% off. So that was 37 bucks. 36 and change. The next one is my Jack and Sally from A Nightmare Before Christmas. I do have a couple of other patterns of them, and I want to do a 3 yard quilt. And I saw this one and I thought, do I have that or don't I? I probably do. So I probably still only have 2 Jack and Sally. So anyway, this is Jack and Sally from A Nightmare Before Christmas. And it's cute. I got 2 yards of this guy. And it was $11.99 a yard at 20% off. So it was $19.18 for that. Okay, this is my big deal. This is what I got 60% off. Okay, so this one was $12.98 a yard for 2 yards. I got it for $10.38. And it is called Ombre Squares Black Foil. It's kind of got a weird hem down here, or a weird selvage. It's kind of stretched, but it's kind of cool. The middle goes from black to these metallic squares. And, oh, they're not metallic. Oh yeah, there's some metallic. I thought they were metallic. There's a few metallic squares in there. I don't know if you could see it on camera, but some of those are silver. So, and it does that on both sides. So it goes dotty, 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 you know, less, solid, and then back to dots or squares with metallic on it. So I got that bad boy for $10.38 for 2 yards at 60% off. Excuse me. So that was kind of fun. That was my big 60% off steal of a deal. So winter snowflake, or it says something, snowflake blue foil. So more glitter. I think it's a little stiff, and maybe it's because of some of the glitter, but I think it is so pretty. That yummy blue, and all of the snowflakes are glowing foil metallic. It is so pretty. So that one was $12.99 a yard. Oh, it was 40% off. Whee! So I got I got a yard and 3/4. I must have taken the rest of it, for the total of $6.82. So hey, that was pretty good. 40% off. Then I got this Barbie, and she did it in 2 different things. So I don't know what exactly happened. She did 2, and for some reason I thought there was only a little, I thought it was under 2 yards, but whatever. It was $12.99 a yard, and $10.39 for 1 yard, and $5.19 for the other yard, both at 20% off. So I'm not exactly sure why that's reading like that. So it's like $16.60 for 2 yards. I don't know, does that sound right? At 20% off? Anyway, it's a glitter Barbie. And I've got that Barbie quilt that I want to do. You can see the silver ones are glitter. So I've got that Barbie quilt that I want to do, and that's going to go with that in my cupboard when the Quilted Forest Shelley picks out, I think it's Project 11. Then I'm going to do the Barbie quilt, and that'll be some of it. Then we have a rainbow white dot. This one I bought online a few months ago, and when you buy online you have to buy two yards and blah blah blah. I thought it was like $4 a yard, so I'm like, oh, cheap. I saw it there, I bought the rest of it. I love this fabric. It just looks like confetti funfetti cake to me. It's white with all these little baby pin dots on it of all these colors. Loved it. I don't think, yeah, it was a yard, watch out, Poey. It was 1.5 yards was all that's left. So 1.5 yards at $9.99, 20% off was $5.33 for this guy. So now, get down to the other part, move my ruler. You're okay, bud. Now, she did the same thing on these. It's called Celestial Dizzy Stars White Metallic. And they were $12.99 a yard. And she did one at this, one 20% off and one 20% off. So I don't know why it landed like that. So it was like $16.60 again for 2 yards of this metallic. It's white with, it looks retro 60s to me with that diamond and the dots, and I love me some 60s. So I love that. I took the rest of that. And I think I'm gonna sneeze because I do it every video. That's what I do. Look at the light. Not happening. And then I got this. Oh, I missed one. We have a metallic white dot. I got 2.5 yards of this at $12.99 a yard, 20% off. So this one was a big one too. This was $25.99 for 2.5 yards of this. It's just white with a silver metallic dot. And I like it. But I don't know if I would have, if I were to realize it was gonna be $26, I'm just like, yeah, get it. The last piece of fabric I have is this green. And I always think, for Clover's Quilting, what can I do with green? So I found this Retreat Crosshatch Blender Spray is what it's called. And okay, she did 2 different things on it. It was $9.99, and I got a 1.833 yards, 20% off, so it was about $10. And it almost has a grunge feel. It's cool. I like it. It's a nice green. And that is my massive receipt that I spent $269.13 with almost 20 bucks in taxes that I should have gotten exempt from, but hey, you know, whatever. They weren't doing a lot of things. They were frazzled. They ran out of bags. We had to just carry it out under our chin. You know, I threw this in my purse, and Ray he grabbed my purse, I grabbed the fabric, he grabbed the rug, we're out the door. But those poor gals, they were really just, you could tell they were exhausted. And there was one gal that was just running fabric back onto the shelves. But the shelves, I didn't think they looked that stocked. I glanced over at the polar fleece. I did not go up to it. I didn't look at any of the pattern books. I didn't look at any of the patterns. I did look at Cricut stuff. There was a little bit left. I did look at storage stuff for like scrapbook containers, things like that, or 12 by 12 like scrapbook containers for projects, and nothing. Everything was gone. And it was depleted. There were rows and rows of racks that are just empty. And, you know, it makes me a little sad because, I mean, I've been going to Joann since I was a kid with my mom. And, you know, it's really a big blow for the crafting, fabric, sewing community, just any kind of crafts. I just happened to walk down the cross stitch aisle, and there were like four things of floss, you know, embroidery floss left. It was wiped. It was just, I didn't do a lot of filming in there just because there were so many people. And it was just, it's so sad. I hate to see any business close. And I mean, it's going to affect a lot of people because you can get decent sales there. You can, you know, get your polar fleece, you can get your patterns, you can get your rulers, you can get your thread, your machines, you can get sewing clothing patterns, and it's just going to be a huge loss to the communities. And I mean, we didn't have anyone that was close. The closest one was Minot, and that's 3 hours from me, Minot, North Dakota. And then there's Bismarck, North Dakota, which is 3.5 hours away. And then Billings, Montana is about 4 hours away. So they're in every direction. One's that way, and one's that way. So, you know, I had to do it at least one more time, and I think I'm done going, just because by the time the sales are going to be really, really good, the shelves were already dang near clean. So it was kind of sad. It made me sad. And there was somebody standing out there with a sign that said 20 to 40% off. And, you know, I've been going to that store for literally the 22 years since I've been back in Montana. I've been going there. And it's not one of the new fancy ones. It's an old one, and it's small, and it's kind of dingy. It's not like the fancy one in Bismarck or Billings. Those are nice and fresh and big, but you know, it's still a really big blow to the crafting community. So I hope you guys get in on some deals. Oh, excuse me. Hope you guys get in on some deals. I hope you enjoyed a little trip where I live and how we get there, and just a little goofy things of how we roll around here, and my little fabric haul. And you guys, please take care. Please stay happy, stay healthy, stay creative. This is Diahn at 4 Clovers Quilting. Thank you so much for joining me. See you soon. Bye-bye.